Mary Cooper has been through a lot. From the early days of young Sheldon to her recent appearances in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, we've watched her go through heartbreak, loss, and the endless challenges of raising a complicated family. After George Sr.'s death, Mary's entire world fell apart, not just as a wife, but as a woman who built her identity around being part of a family that suddenly changed forever. Now, years later, it's becoming clearer that Mary deserves something she's been denying herself for far too long, a chance to move on, to find companionship, and maybe even love again. It's easy to understand why Mary has been so hesitant to open her heart. Losing George wasn't just about losing a husband. It was about losing stability, security, and the person who shared all her biggest and smallest moments. That kind of pain doesn't fade overnight. Add to that her responsibilities as a mother and grandmother, and you've got someone who's constantly putting everyone else's needs before her own. She's been so focused on helping Georgie with his new family, supporting Missy as she finds her own path, and worrying about Sheldon from a distance that she's forgotten she has a life of her own to live. But the truth is, Mary is still young enough to start again. She's kind, loyal, and still has a lot of love to give. Her faith and resilience have carried her through so much, but they've also become the very things that keep her stuck. She's built walls around her heart, convincing herself that moving on would somehow mean betraying George's memory. But love doesn't work that way. Moving forward doesn't erase the past. It honors it by proving that she can continue living, that she can find joy again, even after so much loss. In Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, we've seen moments that hint Mary might finally be ready to let someone new in. Her loneliness shows in quiet moments, when she's home alone after spending time with her kids, or when she watches Georgie and Mandy build a life together. You can see that mixture of pride and sadness in her eyes. She's proud of her family, but she also feels left behind. For years, Mary's been the glue holding everyone together, but at some point, even the glue needs something to hold on to. It wouldn't be easy, of course. Mary's kids, especially Georgie, would have mixed feelings about her dating again. He still sees her as his mom, not as a woman who deserves companionship. There would likely be tension, confusion, and even resentment at first, especially because George's death still lingers in their family history. But as hard as that might be, it's a reality they would all need to face eventually. Life moves on, and Mary shouldn't have to spend the rest of hers alone just because her first love ended too soon. The real challenge for Mary would be allowing herself to feel deserving of love again. She's always put morality and family reputation first, especially within the church community. But this time, it needs to be about her. She's done her part for everyone else. Now it's time for her to focus on her own happiness. Finding a partner who respects her faith, understands her past, and values her compassion could help her rediscover the side of herself that's been buried under years of sacrifice. It would also make her a more complete person, not because she needs a man to define her, but because she deserves companionship and connection. Whether it's someone she meets through the church, a family friend, or even a completely unexpected connection, it would be refreshing to see Mary open up emotionally again. Seeing her laugh, smile, and enjoy life in a new way would bring her story full circle, from a devoted wife and mother to a woman learning to live again on her own terms. This kind of character growth would also add emotional depth to Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. It would show that healing and new beginnings aren't limited to the younger characters. While Georgie and Mandy navigate the struggles of building a family, Mary could show what it looks like to rebuild a life after loss. Her journey could mirror theirs in a beautiful way, a reminder that love, no matter your age or history, is always worth the risk. Mary Cooper deserves happiness. She's carried the weight of her family for so long that she's forgotten what it feels like to be loved for who she is, not for what she does. It's time for her to let go of the guilt, to stop living in the shadow of what once was, and to start embracing what could be. Whether she finds romance, friendship, or just peace with herself, one thing is certain. Mary moving on wouldn't be the end of her love story with George. It would be the next chapter of her life, one she's more than earned. For more videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.